Yo, what's up, YouTube? Your favorite opinionated travel video creator here, back again with my hot takes on the best places to live in this great nation of ours. I know you've all been on pins and needles waiting for my sage wisdom on where to pick up stakes and settle down with 2 kids and a golden retriever named Buddy. Well, the wait is over. Let's kick things off with Charleston, South Carolina, a fave coastal destination for history nerds and tourists looking to avoid getting shot. Sure, it's got some sketchy parts, but what old city doesn't? Decent schools, affordable houses in the 200,000 range, and tons of that sweet, sweet tourism money flowing in make Chucktown a solid choice for anyone who doesn't mind the occasional hurricane. Plus, you get to gaze lovingly at all the antebellum architecture while muttering, "problematic," under your breath. Next up, Charleston, West Virginia. Just kidding, that place is still a backwoods pill-popping paradise. I'm talking Charleston, South Carolina here, people. Get your Charleston straight before coming to me for life advice. Anyway, Charleston's chill. Check it out if you like history, architecture, and paying way too much for brunch. Stay tuned for more completely subjective opinions on where you should live. And we'll start with Charleston, South Carolina, a historic coastal gem, which is first on my list. Charleston's got more history than a college professor hopped up on Adderall. Every cobblestone, plantation, and antebellum mansion oozes tales of wars, slavery, and genteel Southern life. As a history buff, you'll think you've died and gone to nerd heaven, not into the whole learning on vacation thing. No worries, there's plenty else to do. Charleston's on the coast, so obviously there are beaches. Not the best beaches, but beaches nonetheless. And with beaches come bikinis, boat drinks, and Jimmy Buffett wannabes strumming Margaritaville. If you prefer eating and drinking to history or beach bumming, you're also in the right place. Charleston's food scene is world-class. Farm-to-table fare, low-country cuisine, amazing seafood. You'll need an extra suitcase just for your food, baby. And the cocktails, my God, the cocktails. Artisanal everything and enough bourbon to pickle your liver. Sure, Charleston has some downsides like unbearable summers, floods, and traffic that'll make you want to gouge out your eyeballs. But for a long weekend or even a few months in the fall or spring, it's pretty close to paradise. That is, if your idea of paradise involves learning stuff, beaches, amazing food, lots of drinking, and only a moderate chance of heat stroke. Next on my list is Overland Park, Kansas. Overland Park is one of those cities that makes you wonder, why isn't everyone moving here? The cost of living is reasonable, crime is low, the job market is steady, and the public schools are top-notch. The only downside I can see is the flat, boring landscape and lack of natural scenery. But with Kansas City just a quick drive east, you have access to amenities like museums, sports teams, concerts, and nightlife. Overland Park has over 180 miles of bike trails and over 1,000 acres of parkland, so you can get outside and not feel like you're in the Midwest's version of Siberia. Housing here is affordable, especially compared to the coasts. You can snag a nice 3-bedroom house for under $250K. Plus, Kansas has no state income tax, so you'll get to keep more of your hard-earned cash. The job market in Overland Park is stable, with major employers in healthcare, finance, and technology. If you work from home, the low cost of living means your dollar will stretch further here. Overland Park is ideal for young families and retirees looking for an affordable community with strong schools and little crime. Sure, Overland Park lacks pizzazz, but for those seeking an uncomplicated life in the heartland at a price that won't break the bank, this suburb of Kansas City is tough to beat. The only thing missing is an ocean, but with the money you'll save living here, you can afford to vacation on the coast. Next on my list is San Diego, California. San Diego, the land of endless summer and craft beer. What's not to love? The weather is perfect, the beaches are stunning, the nightlife is hoppin', and the food scene is off the hook. This SoCal paradise has it all. You really can't beat the weather here. Mild Mediterranean climate with an average of 266 sunny days per year. None of that nasty humidity you get in other places. Flip-flops and shorts are standard attire. If you're into more recreational beach activities, the weather is perfect for that too. With 70 miles of coastline and some of the best beaches in the US, you'll want to quit your job and live in a beach chair. Coronado Beach feels like an island getaway. La Jolla Shores is perfect for learning to surf, and Pacific Beach is where the cool kids hang out. If you're lucky, you may spot a whale or dolphin or shark, yikes, while swimming. When the sun goes down, that's when San Diego really comes alive. The Gaslamp Quarter downtown has bars, clubs, restaurants, and more bars that stay open late. If craft beer is your thing, San Diego has over 150 breweries, tasting rooms, and beer bars. AleSmith, Ballast Point, and Stone Brewing are must-visits. And with Tijuana just across the border, the party never really has to end. Living in San Diego may not be cheap, but for what you get, the high cost of living is worth it. Beautiful weather, stunning natural scenery, an exciting food and nightlife scene, and that laid-back California vibe. What's not to love about living in paradise? Grab your beach chair, bathing suit, and sunnies, and come join the fun. Next up is Charleston, West Virginia, an affordable option for families. Charleston, West Virginia gets a bad rap, but don't believe the hype. The wild and wonderful whites of West Virginia are ancient history, and the pill problem has chilled out. Charleston's actually not a bad place to live, especially if you've got kids. The schools here are decent, not fantastic, but not terrible either. Housing's affordable, even on a budget. You can snag a nice little Cape Cod for under $250K, easy. The job market's not too shabby either, with opportunities in healthcare, government, and education. Sure, the coal industry's seen better days, but the economy's diversifying. And don't get me started on the cost of living. It's dirt cheap. You'll feel like a Rockefeller here compared to other places. A family of 4 can live comfortably on $50,000 a year or less. Try doing that in New York or San Francisco. Ha! Traffic and commute times are non-existent. Everything in Charleston's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. And there are plenty of family-friendly things to do, like hiking in Kanawha State Forest, catching a West Virginia Power baseball game, or visiting the Clay Center for the Arts and Sciences. Look, Charleston's no Charleston, South Carolina with the historic architecture and cobblestone streets, but it's an affordable, livable city with small-town charm and outdoor opportunities in spades. Don't believe the rumors. Charleston, West Virginia deserves a second look. For families on a budget, you could do a lot worse. Next on my list is Bend, Oregon. Bend is one of those places that makes you wonder why you haven't moved there already. Surrounded by the Cascade Mountains, Deschutes National Forest, and over 300 days of sunshine, Bend is an outdoor lover's paradise. Want to go skiing, hiking, biking, kayaking, or rock climbing this weekend? No problem. You've got world-class options right outside your front door in Bend. Into craft beer? They've got over 20 local breweries in town, so you'll never go thirsty. Prefer wine? Check out the Willamette Valley just a couple hours away. Housing in Bend isn't cheap, but for what you get, it's worth it. You can find nice houses under $500K, get a decent 3-bedroom for under $350,000, or rent a pretty sweet apartment for under $1,500. Sure, it's no Midwest pricing, but show me another place with Bend's amenities and 300 days of sun that's any more affordable. You really can't. Jobs in Bend aren't as plentiful as in big cities, but with tourism and healthcare being major industries, you've got options. And who needs a high-powered career when you've got world-class recreation right outside your door? The pace of life here is slower, focused on enjoying the good life. Traffic is minimal, commutes short, and stress levels low. Bend isn't for everyone. If you prefer nightlife, ethnic diversity, or public transit, you may want to look elsewhere. But if accessing nature, outdoor recreation, and a great craft beer scene are high on your list, Bend could be your own personal paradise. The kind of place people dream of escaping to. What are you waiting for? Paradise is calling. So there you have it. The top 5 best places to live in the US, according to little old me. I'm sure plenty of folks will disagree and say I left off their beloved hometown. That's fine. To each their own. Just don't come crying to me when you step in a big pile of problems that your rose-colored glasses didn't let you see. I calls them like I sees them, and I sees opportunities for non-stop excitement in these 5 spots. If you're cool with a side helping of grittiness with your fun, come on down. We've got warm biscuits and sweet tea waiting for you. Y'all come back now, you hear?